Nearly 20 years ago, Rick Warren wrote this book, and since then it's sold over 12 million copies. It's a book about having purpose and life, and apparently it's about driving. Well, in the very first chapter, the first line, Rick writes, "It's not about you." All right, that's it. Have a good day, everybody. Oh, hey, you're still here. Great. Okay, well, the first line is true, isn't it? It really isn't about you. In fact, Rick Warren writes on the very first page after that, "The purpose of your life is far greater than your own personal fulfillment, your peace of mind, or even your happiness." Now let's apply that line to the church. Yes, your church. You ready? Here we go. It's not about your church. It's not about my church either. In fact, calling it your church or my church sounds a little bit arrogant, doesn't it? And it's not correct theologically either. We can't steal even just a little bit of the ownership from the one who started this movement of people that we call the church. You see, Jesus is the head of the church. It's His church. We are His church. I mean, just think about some of the scriptures that we have in the New Testament. In Matthew 16, Jesus said, "I will build my church." In Ephesians 5:23, Paul states there that Christ is the head of the church, His body. And in verse 24, he says that the church submits to Christ. And in Colossians 1:18, Paul states there again, Christ is the head of His body, the church. And if you want to do further reading, look at Romans 12 or 1 Corinthians 12 or Ephesians chapter 4, and it will dispel the idea that it's your church or my church. It's Christ's church. You see, you don't have a church. What you have is a church family. You have a local expression of Christ's body, a local expression of His church, a people following Jesus together, a people with whom you are to love and serve and worship with and encourage, and so on and so on. A people with whom you're not to argue about personal preferences or fight about what you have or even what you used to have. All right, so what do we do now as His church, as His people? Well, we celebrate the church, right? We celebrate what God is doing in and through His church right now. And we also support one another and encourage one another and be there for each other. And we love like Jesus unconditionally. And we get involved in the work of God. Find out where God is moving, where He's working, and get involved. You see, if you do these things, it will set you free, and joy will characterize your life. And as my friend Adam Sewell taught me, love God, love others, and go and do something about it. All right? Well, I pray you have a great day, and God bless you. Oh, and be the church.